All set.
Sweet. Well, Loree, thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm Jason Richardson, Albini, 28 years old. I live in the Bay Area, Pinole, California. I'm a fitness trainer, kickboxing trainer. I collect sports cards. I write poems. I'm into comics. And, so, I mean, I've been training in martial arts since the age of 8 years old. It's a big part of who I am. It's taught me a lot about teamwork, hard work, perseverance, initiative, and all the training for it, all the competing for it, help create the drive that I have today to just be the best person that I am. And, it's also led me to my current career, which is just being a personal trainer and, still training in kickboxing. So that's me, man. That's me. And, so I'm excited to answer some questions and conversate.
Perfect. So, that was actually the first thing I was going to ask about, which is martial arts, because I know I don't post about it personally, but, martial arts is definitely one of the biggest aspects of my life outside of music. I know my Instagram and socials are all for that. I mean, personally, I never got really into karate. It was more grappling, like jiu-jitsu and striking wise, like boxing and Muay Thai and all that. But I did want to ask about your karate. I know you've been into it since you were a kid, and I've seen all those pictures of you competing in tournaments when you were younger. So what, specifically got you into that? Was it, your family was already doing it and you just hopped on with them, or was it a specific moment?
Very simple. Very simple, man. I grew up with my older brother, Jamal, and we were boys, and we watched Dragon Ball Z.
Fight each other.
Right? Ninja Turtles. Yeah, we were always wrestling, fighting each other, and we wanted to be superheroes, man. So the closest that we could do that was karate, and our parents, they wanted us to have something structured. They wanted us to learn self-defense. They wanted us to be a part of an activity that could keep us busy, strong, fit, and just overall stranger safety, really. So.
Mm-hmm.
They put us in karate, and then ever since then, we've been training. So that's how I got started. And it's I learned sparring. Sparring was my main thing, competed in that. I don't know too much jiu-jitsu, to be honest with you. I know the basic stuff, just enough to keep people off me. If I got to flip somebody over, the basic stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, I love doing kickboxing. I love the boxing.
There's a lot of point-style competitions?
What's that?
A lot of point-style competitions?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Like I said, I don't know too much about karate, but I know here and there, obviously I watch Stephen Thompson on UFC's my main, karate influence, I guess you say. Most of the fights I watch are, Muay Thai and boxing and things like that.
Sweet.
I know a little bit, just, point-style competitions. I know those are the main thing.
Yeah. I don't know if you know who Raymond Daniels is. You heard of that name?
Sounds very familiar.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of Raymond Deckers, but I know Raymond Daniels, that name pops up a lot.
Yeah, he has this viral knockouts that's going on. He has this one where he's spinning. He does his spin and he punches dude. You probably seen that one. Mm-hmm. And this is other one. He does his jump spinning back kick, hits the guy in the chin, and the guy lays out. He has these viral, but he comes from the point sparring world. He's a good friend of mine, one of my brother's best friends.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So if you've seen that, then you can see the kind of style that he has and how we point spar. So
I've always been interested in karate and taekwondo because all the snappy kind of kicking, spinning stuff. You never see that in or Muay Thai or anything like that. It's very much the whip and the hip flexion as opposed to explosive. So that's all that I've been interested in, just learning how to at least get the basics down.
Yeah, because Muay Thai is very direct. Yeah, they have certain techniques and they stay in that arena, right? So
it's less about that pop. It's more just drive through, kick through somebody rather than at them.
Exactly.
But there's pros and cons of both. So I've always been interested in learning all the. I started as a fan of MMA, so it wasn't a specific martial art, and then kind of just wrestled a little bit in high school, and then from there I was introduced to this whole new world. And I started out as lifting and trying to get bigger, and then I realized what's the point of having muscle if you can't do nothing with it?
That's true, man. That's true.
I was always the skinny kid, tall, lanky.
Yeah.
So then once I got into martial arts, I was all right, this is what to use.
You feel a different swag for sure. You get a different.
Yeah, definitely. Just the confidence in yourself, and that was the next thing I was gonna go into with, like you were bringing up earlier, is just how it affects you going into your adult life and
Yeah.
how it relates to like business and builds character and all those things.
Yeah, man. On my other podcast, by the way, I do host a podcast. It's called Kickin It With
Kicking
Jason.
It With Jason.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be up on there soon.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, that's how impactful karate is. I had to name my title for my podcast after kicking. So, but
yeah, that perfect double entendre, like kicking it.
Yep.
It fits your,
yeah. So
style.
the ways help with confidence as an adult. I just talked about an episode on my podcast of one of my favorite summers. I can't remember what summer it was, 2005, 2006, 2004, one of those. But I was young, like a teenager, maybe 13, 12. And during that summer, my karate instructor, who I still see every day, he still owns the karate school that I grew up in. He's taught me everything. He took me, my older brother, and my friend Danny, who's like a brother. He took us under his wing for about a summer. And every day we would wake up early. We go to his house. We play a little bit of Xbox, play a little Star Wars game. And then we start our day. We would do our workout. We would do errands for the dojo. We clean the dojo. He would just teach us about, just being an instructor, a teacher. We would assist classes all day. And then we would train another class. We do our karate class, our regular karate class, and then we do another sparring class at night. Nice. And we'd be by the end of the day, it's like 9 p.m. We're worn out, and then we wake up, do it again, excited to do it again. Really, not even complaining. That was just our life, our way of life. Yeah. And I mean, like that's just one example.
Wake up and
man.
Xbox all day.
Yeah, yeah. But that's just one summer of my 20 years. But it's always been like that since I was 9. Go to school, after school, train, then sleep, do it again. Go to school, train, sleep, do it again. Compete on the weekends, go to the tournament, win or lose, come back to the mat, figure out what we need to work on, and just constantly adjusting. So confidence was instilled big time. It's one of the main things you learn in competition, in karate in general, because you're always pushing yourself. You're always being challenged. Every time you step on the mat, you got higher belts. Yeah. You got higher belts that you're training with. You got lower belts that are looking up to you, and so you're always holding yourself to a standard. You're always trying to keep each other accountable, and and always doing your best. And sometimes your best means you're gonna fail, and that through that fail you learn to love the losses, and you become okay with it. You don't like it, but you become okay with it, and over time, like you just realize, like if I can take a punch to the face, if I can do 100 push-ups. If I can train, hour nonstop, there's pretty much nothing that I can't really do, So
definitely,
yeah, man. So confidence, I can't say enough about how it built confidence in me.
And I think that's exactly what carves out the difference between like confidence versus cockiness, because you always have those humbling moments where you go to tournaments, get your ass kicked, or you're training with a higher belt, and they keep you in check, like, hey man, you're good, but don't get too ahead of yourself.
Right.
I definitely have a lot of those moments.
Yeah, you will get checked for sure in martial arts, man. Always.
Coming from wrestling out of high school, I was like one of the bigger guys in the higher weight classes, so I was like, walking around a certain way. Not that I was like super great or anything, but one of the stronger kids. And then I started training at AKA, which is where I learned jiu-jitsu. I was training there for a couple years, and then that just
different art.
Yeah, I walked in there.
I've seen that.
First day, I'm like,
yeah. I've seen wrestling guys come into jiu-jitsu, and then they try to use their same weight, same power, and it just doesn't work. And they're like, man, I really do got to change up. I really got to adjust my style. So
yeah, I mean the two, like wrestling and jiu-jitsu, definitely complement each other when you know both ways, and you know how to intertwine them. But when you're first learning how to like transition between the two,
right, because there's stuff that they know that they can trap you to, that wasn't in wrestling, right? So it's like, oh, that's new.
Always put into guillotines and triangles and all that.
Exactly. Are you still training?
Not as much jiu-jitsu lately. I unfortunately had to stop going to AKA for a little bit just because money and time. I'm still going to school and focusing on music, but I still train with my friends as much as I can. Like we got our own mats and just whenever we can.
That's awesome, man.
Sparring.
So I mean, you got something out of it though, for sure. It sounds like.
Yeah, definitely. So. Like that's always going to be something that I want to return to. I don't know. This stage in life, I just got a lot of shit on my plate. But
man.
Definitely, if I had all the time in the world, I'd be at mats every day.
Yep, yep, yep.
Where's
That's
your
awesome.
gym at?
What's that?
Where's your
Say it
gym
again?
at? The one that you teach the
Oh,
class
my
at?
gym? Oh, man, I
'Cause I'm in
live
San
like a
Jose.
minute away. I'm down the street from my gym. It's in Pinole too. It's called Dumlaus Academy of Martial
Okay.
Arts. Yeah. So we
And
got Muay Thai, we got Jiu-Jitsu, karate, sparring,
dope.
fitness classes. Yeah.
How far are you from San Jose? Do you know?
I'm about an hour.
Okay, not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in San Jose, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd love
About
to
an
come
hour
up and
away.
train sometime after this whole quarantine lockdown's over.
Down, dude. I'm down. Definitely down.
Do you
Yeah,
own
we used
the
to
gym there, or is it just the classes that you teach?
say that one more time, my bad.
Do you own the studio and you help run it, or is it just you teach the classes and do your
Yeah,
set?
so no, I don't own the karate school. I just rent the time, the space to do
Mhm.
my personal training.
Yep.
I used to do a lot of the teaching, working with the kids, teenagers. I do a group class there on the
Yeah,
weekends,
that's the one that
sometimes
I
on
see the
Thursday.
videos of.
Yeah, yeah, man. So yeah, I don't own it. The owners are Roland and Renee. It's family owned business.
Oh,
Yeah, so
so
it's
is there
cool to
like
see.
a pay pass if I wanted to come up and
Yeah, hit me up. Do anytime you want to come through, just let me know. And
for
you can come
sure?
train.
Then you got a
Yeah,
sparring, certain days for sparring, certain days for
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
just send me the
jujitsu is
schedule.
about 3 days a week, I think, and then you got Muay Thai 2 days a week. So anytime you wanna come through, man, I got you.
Perfect. Sounds good, man. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to it.
yeah, yeah.
So, next question I had was, what do you think has been your biggest challenge, both in like martial arts and also in terms of business once you got older? Like any recurring like main obstacles that you seem to always be dealing with?
Yeah, that's a good question. Biggest obstacles, karate. Man, what's been the biggest obstacle? I don't think I've ever been asked that question, to be honest.
Because I think for
um,
myself, it would be like ego getting in my way, especially in terms of martial arts.
yeah, that's true. Ego can be big. I mean, I had some ego problems for sure. Worked through it. You know what could be the biggest because growing up in karate as a kid, there's always I always had a coach, always had a trainer to help me stay on track, right?
Yeah,
Um, and as I got older, thank God for initiative, thank God for being taught leadership. As I got older, I had to learn how to start doing it on my own, how
mm,
to be like my own boss, my own person, set up my schedule. Like I do all my own marketing, I do all my own,
yeah, I see that. I see it on
programming.
social media.
Yeah, man. So that's really the challenge is I had to go from wow, I had somebody that could kind of guide me, but now it was that time where I had to spread my wings. And it's gonna be another moment where I'm gonna have to spread my wings again because I know really deep in my heart I want to start my own gym. So
Hmm.
that's gonna be man another moment in time where it's gonna be super scary. But I think once I'm in it, it's gonna be fine. Like probably the first time you step into the studio, it was like, oh crap, dude, this is crazy. And
Yeah,
then now you do it, you're just like, whatever, let's go, another song, another verse. I think
yeah.
that's how it's
It's
gonna
that
be when
much
I
more
start.
rewarding because you know how like intimidating it was at first.
Yeah, exactly,
How
exactly.
big of a mountain it seemed to climb, and then once you get to the top, you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, yeah. Where's the next mountain, right?
Yeah, for
So
sure. And like you said, it just
yeah,
builds that confidence. You're ready to do it again, and whatever the next thing
yeah,
is.
yeah. That's been a bigger challenge. And that kind of intertwines with life too. Just figuring out. Just I'm 28. Had to figure out what do I really love. And for a long time, I used to kind of shy away from karate. Like, am I supposed to be doing this? Because I was doing it all my life. I always thought
Yeah.
I don't think I should be doing something I've been doing all my life. I think I should try things. Maybe there's other things that I like.
Mhm.
And I figure out nah, man, that's the perfect match when you actually love something and it
Yeah.
comes easy and natural to you, and you don't mind the hard work. You don't mind waking up early for it. Like I'm up at 4 a.m. 5 a.m. doing trainings and going to bed late at night. Just constantly working about or doing fitness stuff or whatever I like. All my hobbies. Like that's what I'm learning. Like you should be going for the things you love and follow your passion. So
Definitely.
that was a big challenge for a minute, and I feel like I'm in a good groove where I know who I am, what I like, and I just need to go deeper and harder at it. So,
I feel like that's a big theme, especially for people in their 20s, like us. They're trying to
uh
figure out like what they should be doing, whether or not they really like it, or what's
yeah,
this route, what's most secure. Because obviously, you're in your 20s, you're getting ready for the like you're paving the way for the rest of your life, and you're making
Exactly.
those big career
Exactly.
decisions right now.
Yep.
A lot of
How
my
old are you?
friends are doing it. I'm 21 right now.
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah.
21. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, like 21. When I was 21, I thought I knew a lot. It was like, man, I really don't know a lot. And I admit it now. Like, I really don't know a lot. I don't know all the answers,
Hmm.
but I'm glad I do have the answers that I do have now. And, there's always somebody with the answers, which is cool. So,
Yeah,
uh,
definitely.
yeah, 21's good, man. That's good. I'm glad like you're hustling. You're doing your thing, man. You're on a good path for sure.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the Socrates story where the oracle said Socrates is the wisest because he says, "I know nothing," and he's always in search
Uh-huh.
of more answers instead of walking around like, "Oh, I'm good." Like you can't
Yeah.
give me anything.
Right.
So that's
Right.
always
Right.
a
Right.
good mentality to maintain.
Right. Right. So
But
yeah, that's
go
been
ahead.
that's been big, man. Just finding my passion. That was a challenge, but I feel like I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's all about patience. Like I'm glad I was patient enough. I'm glad I stayed the course. I'm glad I didn't fall into any other people's beliefs because like you get this from your music. You already know. Like people will tell you can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah,
You just got to stay the course, right? You taste, and you drown all that noise out with your confidence, with your action, and just with clear focus. Like that's what I do every day. I can't hear people because I'm too focused to hear you. I'm too worried about my next move to hear anything else. So
yeah, for sure. I mean,
yeah,
that's still something I struggle with is like not caring about what other people think, but it is freeing when
yeah,
you have those moments. You're like, just put
yeah,
your blinders on, and you can't see
exactly.
or anything else like you were talking about.
Yep, yep. You'll get stronger at it, man. It'll be like it
Yeah,
just
practice.
clicks. It just
Yep.
clicks, man. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, but one thing I was gonna ask you about, I know like lately it's something I've been dealing with, but I know like for example in martial arts we have this no matter how you feel, it's just part of discipline. You just show up and you work. And where do you think
Uh-huh.
you draw the line between like just showing up regardless of how you feel and driving yourself into the ground and not like taking time to relax and take care of yourself? Like where do you personally feel like that balance should be found?
Yeah, yeah, it's I think everybody is different with that. I think everybody has to kind of find
Yeah,
what their
find that
work ethic is, like how much they really want something.
balance.
Um, like for me, I like to stay in a point where I'm not too rested, but I'm also not too restless. Like I like to be right there. So every day that can change, but I do feel like motivation is it's a joke. I think
Yeah,
nobody should rely on motivation to do
motivation
anything.
is fleeting.
Yeah, man. I think like if you want to be motivated, take action. Like I think it's all about action. Like even if you don't feel like doing something, but today's the day you're supposed to be doing this workout, and today's the day you're supposed to be putting up this piece of content. Today is this day that you gotta do this. Take the action anyway, right? Like
Yeah,
even if you don't feel like doing it, take the action anyway because something's gonna come out of it. Only movement only creates results, right? Not thinking, not motivation, not posting up a cool quote or anything like that. So, like I'm all for action, even if you don't feel like you're not into it. Like at least a little something will lead to a lot.
yeah, you
Um,
won't regret it if you just get out and
yeah,
work out or whatever it may be.
yep, yep. And it's super important to also give your mind, your body that mental reset. Like every once in a while, there's a day where I'm just like super low key, super chill, especially on Sundays. I feel like Sundays are my day where I'm
Hmm.
not as hardcore as I am during the week.
Hmm.
Um, as a trainer, I even say like I turn down money because there's people that want to train on the weekends. I'm like, nah, I can't do it. Like I need to. I'm already training 5 days a week. I can't go 7 days straight. That would just be too much. Yeah, the money would come in more. It's another paycheck. Sure, it's more, it's dollar signs, but it's like I also have to look out for myself, for my own well-being. So yeah, I even say no to clients, like to look out for my own rest and mental and physical body. So yeah, what about you? What's your take on that?
I mean, personally, I'm still figuring it out. I notice I get caught up a lot and always thinking about what I need to do next so much that I
Uh-huh.
can't even enjoy like the present moment sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
starting to realize like how guilty I am of that and
uh-huh.
like find that balance because obviously I don't want to just sit around and get nothing done. And I know at the end of the day, like you said, you can't rely on motivation. You just have to show up and whatever it is that you want to get better at, you got to practice that every day.
Yeah, man.
If you don't feel like it 2 weeks from now, you're going to be glad that you did that training session that day, or you practiced this or worked on that.
Yeah, exactly. What's some other advice that you got on that before? What else have you heard? Because everybody always has like a different take. What's
Honestly,
yours?
I don't know if I've ever asked anybody that specifically, but I mean, everybody's like you said, it's kind of in the same boat, just trying to find their own personal balance, because it's different for everybody. Like some people need a bit more rest, some people don't need as much, some people just have different things on their plates.
Yeah, because everybody's different. Like, I think a lot of people, they try to strive for balance, and like I don't even know what balance really is. Like some people, they want to be with their family a lot, they want to be with their girlfriend a lot, they want to be with their their friends a lot. Like for me, my balance is if I can just wake up and I can get some work done, and then during my free time I can do some Netflix, I can hang out. Like I'm happy at the end of the day. I feel like that's my balance. And then like I can't look at somebody else and try to judge on their balance, like, oh, you spend too much time with your family when you be doing this, or I think it's all about here's a good way to put it. Your actions has to match your goal. So whatever your goal is, your intensity for that has to match it, right? So
yeah, for sure. Depends on what you value more.
Yeah, right. Like if I want to be, like I knew, like in karate, I wanted to be good. I wanted to be the best. I wanted my competitors I wanted them to go home every day, like knowing I'm training. Like I want them to go to sleep knowing I'm training, knowing that when I see them in the next tournament, you might not beat me that tournament. Like you're gonna have to work, right? Like I like that. So for me to have that kind of mentality, I knew I had to be on the mat every day. I had to train every day. I had to work my blitzes, my kicks. I had to do my push-ups. I had to go on the days I didn't want to go. I had to go when I was tired, right? My intensity of action had to match my intensity of what my goal was. And that's where my balance worked for me, and it still plays that way today with things I'm working on. So
yeah, facts. That feeling of like going on the mat and somebody walking off and just looking at you like, I'm gonna get next time. But
yeah, man, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Definitely.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn on this light so I got better lighting.
For sure.
There we go.
Cool. So just switching topics a little bit, what about the poetry that you're writing? Honestly, I've seen a couple of your poems that you posted, but I'm not super familiar with them. So how did you get into that? How long you been?
The ones that I don't know if you remember any of them, but when you stopped by and read them, were you like, oh, that's pretty good? Do you remember that feeling? Did you get a good feeling on it?
Yeah, I mean, I remember. I think I only like went through one of them all the way through.
Yeah, perfect.
Well, I don't remember
appreciate that, man.
Yeah, no problem. I don't remember exactly what it was about, but I'll go back and check them out.
Yeah, that's how I felt about your song Skyline. That's why I put it on my playlist, man. I was like,
thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, because I'm always looking for music, man. I'm always looking for artists, and I was like, it's good. He has a strong voice. You don't sound 21, dude. I thought you were like 28, 27. Yeah, I was like, yeah, this dude, he's like, he's motivated. Like, this is definitely gonna be good for my workout class. So I got a good feeling when I heard your song, and that's why I had to put it on my list. But poems, man, that's like my God-given talent. Like all of us are good at something that we're just born with. Mm-hmm. Writing has been natural to me. Like even when I was super basic with it, all the way back in first grade, I remember I wrote a poem about like some trees and nature. But it was like even then as a first grader, man, I knew like this is so good. None of my classmates can write like this. I knew it. It just came so easy, man. I could just write. I could just rhyme so well. Yeah. And then
I can't lie, I had the same feeling when I was in elementary school writing poems. I'm looking around at my classmates, I'm like,
you just know, right? Yeah. You just know, man. Yeah.
Going back to like we were talking about confidence, like hearing you say that makes me want to just go and check out all your stuff right now. Just hearing like how
I appreciate that. Hopefully you do just click hashtag Jason's poems, man. It takes you to all the poems I got.
For sure. Yeah, my bad. I was trying to do a little bit more research on like cover all the bases before I interviewed you. But
no, it's cool, man. It's cool. Even if you didn't do no research, man, like that's the beauty of conversating, man, where you ask the question and the whole thing opens up. So
yep, for sure.
Yeah, man. yeah, so it's always been natural to me. Like I have poems throughout the years, even through high school. Like there's a poems that I did that I wrote, and I got good feedback. Like especially from the women, man. Like the girls at school, they liked it. I was like, that, yep, did it.
Yep.
I know I can write. I know I can
That's
write.
always the main target audience.
Exactly. So, and it's easy. Like I can really just sit down. I know if I need to find a word. Straight up, I use thesaurus. I use the dictionary. Like if I can't pull it out of myself, then I'll use some tools. Like how can I paint the picture that I'm trying to paint here
Yep.
with a good word, right? And even
Yep.
that's a skill in itself. Like knowing how to find the answer is a skill in writing, I believe.
Yeah.
Like I think
Sure. And
I
taking
don't know
that
how you
picture
feel
in your
about
head and putting it in the mind of
yeah,
the reader.
exactly. Like I don't know how you feel about songwriting or music writing, but like I have no problem with a rap artist, a musical artist saying like, yeah, I really had to work hard at writing this song, or I had to go, outsource and really figure out how to put this song together. Like I love that. I love the hard work.
Mm. Yeah, some
Like
people try to downplay it, but honestly, I have no problem
yeah,
with it. Like I
yeah,
spent like days working on this just one verse.
yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't like that about music in general, or about like artists don't want to admit
Yeah.
like they had to really work at writing this song. I'm like, there's nothing. If the fans are happy, we're happy. Like we don't sit there at the end of the day and be like, I wonder how hard he had to work at
Yeah.
this song. Like no,
You
we
spent
just
too long on that song. I don't want to.
yeah, dude. We love the output. We love the final result. Like unless you like Wayne,
Yeah, I was
he,
just
he
gonna bring that up. Like Jay-Z and Wayne, I think they probably started it because they just go in and they don't write nothing.
yeah,
Just,
yeah,
and then all
yeah,
these
but
other artists see, because I know I'm guilty of it. I see those documentaries of like
yeah,
Jay-Z and Wayne back in the day. I was like, I don't want to write nothing down. I want to be like them and just put the mastermind with it.
yeah.
But
And you have to
some
stop
people
and
can't
think,
do that.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta stop
there's
and
a
think. Like,
reason they're
wait,
Jay-Z and they're Lil Wayne. Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't just go in the booth one day and do the same shit that they do.
Right. And they started writing, right? That's where they started. They
Yeah,
had
they
to
laid
put
the
it in
foundation
place.
first of like they laid their
Yeah,
brick for 10, 15 years before they put away the pen
exactly.
and say, I'm just gonna keep it all in my head.
Exactly, man. So everything else is just from the head and heart, natural skill, talent. Yeah, and just to bring it back to my poems, yeah, like that's how it comes to me. Like, you know how the creative process works, man. It can hit you at any moment. Like sometimes I'll just be sitting there 11 o'clock at night. I'm ready to go to bed, but the pen and paper is like, nah, dude, you gotta get this done. Yeah.
Because I know I'm
So
forget it if I don't write it down.
yep,
I'll lose it.
exactly, dude. You probably got like tons of notepads in your phone where like all
Yep.
these. Yep, I got it too, man. I got it too. So I'm working on a poem book that I want to release.
Yep.
I want to put it out for free so anybody can enjoy it. They can download it, and
Are you
I
gonna do
think I
hard
put
copies too,
about
or just the ebook?
what's that?
Are you gonna do hard copies too, or just like an ebook online?
Probably just the ebook. I'm
Mhm.
sure I'll do a hard copy at some point. But yeah. So I put like maybe 15 poems on Instagram, Facebook. That's already out. But I have like another 15 or so that I haven't put up that I already know is going to be in the book, and then some I still want to work on and put into the book. So yeah, man, I enjoy it. I enjoy writing, and I'm not like I'm not ashamed to say that I write poems. I've never been ashamed to say that. Like I always
Yeah,
made
it
it
should
clear.
be.
Like
That's your thing.
yeah, exactly.
But going back to the creative process, that was the next thing I was gonna ask about. You already spoke about it a little bit, but is there like
Uh-huh.
a set way that you like to create every time, or is it just different? Like,
Yeah, man, it's
you
so
just pick one
different.
to hit, or do you sit down and like I'm gonna write a poem at 4 o'clock today, and whatever comes in mind,
Uh-huh.
I write that down, or is it more just like free floating? Whenever you think of a line, you just drop everything and.
Yeah, I would say more free. Um, I actually would like to be like, all right, every day at this point, I need to just write something down, just to be on like a schedule. But I haven't. I never done that. Sometimes it comes from emotion, something
Mhm.
I'm going through.
Yep.
Right. That comes the easiest
Yeah,
out of
those
everything.
songs write themselves, or poems write themselves.
Yeah, man. Like when you're in the moment, like living it, those come the easiest.
Yeah, definitely. I feel
And
the
then
same.
when you gotta go back and relive something, maybe that might be a little harder.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah, the creative process, yeah, man, I feel like for me, like I feel like it's a divine power. I feel like, I don't know if you believe in, but I believe in God. I feel like there's something that's being pushed my way. I'm the vessel, I'm the tool, and I need to release it through. And I feel like as a creative person, as people that make music, anything, right? Whether you're building Legos, whether you're building a business, I think the most godly thing you can do is create something, because right, like the creator created earth, space, whatever, right? But in your own little way, like our own little way, we could be a godly person because we're taking something with our own hands, we're bringing it from within us, bringing it outside of us to be real, right? So like the creative process, man, I think it comes at any moment, right? It's just an idea sparks, and it's up to you to turn that spark into a blaze. And some people extinguish it, man. They don't play with it. They ignore it. They run away from it. Like I like to feel it, and I like to really dig in and try to bring out whatever is speaking to me at the moment. So, what about you and your songs? How does yours work?
It's different all the time. Like you said, I have tons of like boxes of old notebooks, all the notes in my phone, or just like ammo to use sometimes if I ever get like writer's block. But I've noticed that lately that's not really the case. I feel like I can always sit down and just create, just because of all the years that I put into working on it. But my creative process has definitely changed. I know when I first got into rap, it was just rap. That's all I wanted to do. And then later on, I went back to my roots of like learning different instruments, and now it's more like trying to pick up the guitar more, or piano, and like lay the musical foundation and then add the vocals on top.
Sick.
Because I know like the rapping part's gonna come easy to me whenever I do get to that point. So I'm focused a little bit more on just creating my own sound and my own style.
That's awesome.
I feel like being unique is like the main thing that I'm focused on, because I know like especially in the older days of hip hop, like it was very frowned upon to bite somebody else. You had to come up with your own original style,
right?
Or you get frowned on. And I know nowadays like everybody sounds the same. So I want to bring something different to the table, and I feel like changing up my creative process and trying different things, starting with different starting points, and that's only gonna help make it more my own.
That's awesome. I appreciate that you're working hard at that, because like it's easy to bite, man. It's easy to sound like the Migos today. It's easy to sound like Lil Yachty today. That's easy, but to be like, I can take a little bit of something and then still give it my own spin and my own twist. I think that's cool. I think there's a lot of longevity in that too, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because I've been influenced by so many different genres over the years. I grew up in a dance studio. I was listening to Motown, blues, jazz. I'm a big rock fan. Obviously, hip hop. I mean, you hear like classical music and band training and things like that. I have all these different influences, and I don't want to just let those sit dormant in the back of my mind.
Man, that's sick.
Pull pieces from all those and incorporate it. Make this like, I don't want to make what's hot right now. I want to make what's going to be hot in 5 years.
Right. That's good, man. What you just said of all those different, like, I don't know enough about certain artists to guess, but I think a lot of artists, especially young ones, they miss out on knowing different artists and other genres, man. Like they don't know who Led Zeppelin is, they don't know who AC/DC is.
Yeah, and they're missing out on something.
Like, I think it counts, man. I think it really does play a part in helping you be different, because it's just, like you don't know about a guitar really. Like you know a guitar, but you don't know a guitar until you actually listen to a song that is strictly built with bass, the lead, the guitarist, all that. Like it's a different. It's like, that's why my dad, he's a white guy. My stepdad's a white guy, so thank God. Like he taught me about classic rock, man, and that's why I'm a big Kiss fan. Love Kiss. I've seen them perform like 3 times live.
Nice.
Yeah, man, and just growing up with my mom, she's in her 60s, so you already know she grew up in the 70s with Motown, and she knows all the oldies. So I hear you 1,000%, man, 1,000%. And I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. Michael Jackson came from the Motown sound.
Definitely.
He came from he ruled the 80s, 90s. Like, so much good music that's out there. And then if you shut that off, I think it does just it hinders you in a way.
Yeah, for sure. Like one of my biggest influences, not just musically, but like as a person, is Prince. Like obviously I'm a huge fan. Prince is amazing.
Prince is sick, man.
Yeah. He plays all the instruments himself. His sound in itself is like something
unique.
but
Yeah.
just character overall, like not just what he sounds
Right.
like, but the way he looks, the way he is as a person.
Right.
That's always
Right.
been a huge inspiration of mine.
Yeah. I'll be honest, man. I wasn't a big. I'm not even a big Prince fan, but I know about him. Like I know, like yeah, that guy's he's the man. He
Yeah.
like he wrote a lot of songs. He like his music writing is super unnoticed because he's written songs for artists that we didn't even know he wrote that song for. And then like he wrote like a song a day or something.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that's just
crazy.
insane, dude. That's insane. And it's like even as not a big Prince fan, it breaks my heart that we won't hear those songs. Like all
Yeah.
those songs that he made, like I hate that, man. I hate like I wish Michael Jackson would have came out with 500,000 more songs. And I know he does. We'll never hear him though. You know how the music labels can get and all that. Like
Yeah.
we'll never ever hear those songs, man. That breaks my heart. Breaks my
Yeah.
heart. So yeah. Yeah, who else is one of your biggest music artists or influence?
That's hard. In the beginning, it was definitely like Eminem, Dre, 50 Cent, that whole camp. And then I went back, did my homework. Biggie, Tupac, obviously. Kanye and T.I. were two of my first like favorite hip hop artists as well. And then
Sick.
from there, I just did my homework. Like I went back to the early stages, like Grandmaster Flash, all in the 70s, and like Cool Herc, learned about how hip hop started. And then
Yeah.
just from there, I like traced myself back to present day, went through all the 80s rap, the NWA, Public Enemy, into 90s, like Nas and Snoop Dogg, G-Funk, like all the different subgenres.
Man,
Yeah, I
that's
just
sick.
want to like educate myself on it. And then later on went and did the same thing with like blues music, Motown music, taking all these classes, like music appreciation classes at school.
Yeah.
To try to learn, because I feel like that's the most important thing you can do, especially in your early stages, is just educate yourself on the topic.
Uh-huh.
Because people try to like blend genres together, and sometimes it doesn't work out so well because they're not like, they don't really understand the music. They just get little
Yeah.
tidbits and try to like make something new. But I feel like you have to really understand, like even if you don't come from that background, like where that music is and that area or wherever it may be, just at least be as educated as possible before you try implementing it yourself.
Yeah.
So that's
I
something I've always
I
tried.
feel that. I feel that, man. I feel that. Like even in karate terms, man, karate martial arts changes too, just like music. And I feel like if people didn't take what was built in 1800s, like when they were creating their art, if they didn't keep evolving, we wouldn't have what we have today, which is MMA, jiu-jitsu, all that. Like I feel like MMA, I feel like is the ultimate way to be doing fighting, right? Like
Yeah.
standing up, you got your ground game. And I'm not trying to knock all the other arts or anything like that, but like there's just a lot of karate arts I would never ever use. I wouldn't study it because I'm like in a real situation, I don't see myself doing that, right?
Mhm.
But I can see myself elbowing. I can see myself throwing a clean jab cross. I can see myself clinching knee. I can see myself on the ground getting people to guillotines. I can see myself doing arm bars for
Yeah.
sure. Like all that. But if we didn't take from earlier and build upon that, you don't have great martial arts today. You don't have the fighters that we have today. So
Definitely.
I feel you.
That's the same
100%.
thing that drew me to MMA, was like, why not train your entire arsenal of weapons? Like if you're in
Yeah.
a street situation and someone runs up on you, they're not gonna be like, all right, let's pick a rule set first. You can't do this, you can't do this. You can only throw strikes here or there. Like, no, nobody's gonna be asking those things. You want to
Exactly.
be ready to use whatever is at your whatever you can, which is your knees,
Yeah.
your shins, your elbows, your hands.
Yeah.
And you ever heard of left way? Are you into
Left-
that? Left way?
What is it called?
Left way? It's like Burmese bare knuckle boxing. It's like basically bare knuckle Muay Thai with headbutts and takedowns.
Oh shit,
It's
that's
ridiculous.
crazy.
Yeah. You look up Dave LeDuc. He's like,
Man, I didn't hear about that.
yeah,
Wow.
I just learned about it like not too long ago, but that's just crazy too. Like that's one thing
Right.
is missing is headbutts.
See that, like that's another level, right? Because you
Yeah.
can't do it. Obviously, you can't do it in MMA, but if you can do MMA without the rules, right, in the street, that's like the ultimate fighter right there, right? That's like that's a person you never win. That's like Batman stuff we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like you know how to headbutt, you know how to grab somebody's left pinky, snap it, like all that, right?
Yeah, that's like crap.
Yeah, man.
It was just neutralize
Yeah,
the threat by
yeah.
means necessary.
Yeah, if we would have stayed in the basic Japanese art or the basic Chinese art, or for whatever these martial arts have derived from in the past, like you don't have the fighters that we have today. So like that's huge, right? You're talking about with music. You're taking like what I love seeing. I love seeing Snoop Dogg. Like I always come across these clips of Snoop Dogg, and he knows all the songs, dude. He knows Taylor Swift.
Yep.
He knows the '80s. Like I love seeing that. Like this hardcore gangster rapper, biggest name in the '90s is singing something from the '70s. He's singing something from today's genre. I think that's super cool. I think that's awesome.
He makes it cool. Like most guys, they're too like, oh, I can't do that. That's
right.
They're too cool for it. But Snoop Dogg is, like you said, he's always been like Uncle Snoop. He's the chill.
Yeah. I think
he's always hopping on the different remixes too. He's done reggae stuff. He's done hip hop stuff. He's done pop stuff. He's done you name it. The list goes on.
Yeah. And you probably already know this. Like I'm a huge Lil Wayne fan, dude. I love Wayne.
Me too, dude. I was listening to Mamma Mia last night.
Oh, dude, sick. Such a sick song, dude. He went off.
I know his like wordplay, his metaphors have always been.
Yeah. But one of the things Wayne did is this interview, and he said, you know how there's rappers and artists today where they're like, they hear a new sound, they're like, I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna change from my old way. Wayne was like, I am not one of those people. He's like, I evolve. I take whatever I do here, whatever does come to my ears, and I try to implement it into my style, and I give it my own whip, my own spin. I was like, see that's why these artists and Wayne, like people are Wayne, are where they're at because
that's why he's still around.
Yeah. They're still like Wayne is 37. That's super old for hip hop, man. Like you're not.
Started young too. Like Block is hot now when he was 15.
Exactly. And like he can still get on, rip a song, and still be relevant. Like, man, I think that's good that you pay attention to that. I think a lot of artists should learn from that, man.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like all the greats have found some way or another just to keep evolving, like we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Dre went from NWA to the G-Funk stuff in the 90s and got into the Eminem, 50 Cent kind of production in the 2000s. Yeah. And then now K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar, and the Compton soundtrack, like you just listen to his sound. There's always trademark like parts of it that are always just, you hear it, you know it's Dre, but at the same time, it's like he's not falling behind the times. He's keeping up.
Exactly.
He's always staying one up.
Exactly. Like there was this guy, he's a very old school DJ, right? He's all about, I love that 80s, 90s hip hop. That's the best ever, right? And like I respect that. I respect the art. I respect his decision. But when Eminem came out with his new album, he was like, I don't like Eminem's new album. I don't like his style. I'm like, dude, how else is he supposed to come out? Like, how else is he gonna be relevant? How old is Eminem? In his 40s? How old is he?
He's almost 50, dude.
He's almost 50.
He might be 50 actually. Look it up real quick.
I think you're right.
Let's see.
He's 50. Yeah, Google it real quick.
Eminem age. 47, my bad. 47.
47, dude. So to be 47, to be 47, to be able to make a song with Joyner Lucas and Logic and rip it and still be, you can even argue he's still the best on the track.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, like what else is he supposed to do? He's supposed to evolve. He's supposed to be like, I can be 47 and still keep up with the young cats. Like in karate, like if you're 47 and you're coming on the mat, like, are you gonna be able to hang with that 27-year-old, that 28-year-old? You hope so. And if you don't change your style, that 28-year-old's they're gonna leave you in the dust, man. So I got respect for that. I got so much respect for that.
Yeah. Definitely. Joyner Lucas is one of my favorite younger artists out right now.
Dude, sick, man. Dude is sick.
His lyricism is just off the chain.
Yeah, he's sick.
But yeah, like you were saying, I used to be guilty of that too. I was like super into the golden age rap and like only lyrical shit. And I was super close. Like all my friends be listening to Drake and Uzi and that whole wave when it came out. And I didn't want to hear none of that. But then once I started open up my ears and realize like, okay, these guys aren't as lyrical for sure, but they do have something to bring to the table, obviously.
Yeah, they do.
Successful. And I realized like how great their melodies are and how great how innovative the production is. And you just watch like trap music, for example, evolve from what it started as with like Gucci back in the day and Zaytoven to now all the subgenres. You have like trap EDM and
That's true, because every sound is judged at first, right? Every sound.
Yeah.
Like nobody liked classic rock. They didn't want to hear somebody ripping on the guitar. They didn't want to hear that. They didn't want to hear, like who else was coming up? Like I mean, all of it, hip hop. They didn't want to hear hip hop. Like that was like no way. Don't rap about what's it called? I'm not trying to say segregation. What's the word I'm trying to use? Oppression and all that. Like, no, we don't want to hear that. But they stuck to it, man. And if they didn't push through that judgment and changing from the sound of, the 70s Motown sound into their own art, we wouldn't have the hip hop we have today. So
definitely, yeah, everything gets shitted on when it's first coming out because
exactly.
people, they don't understand it yet.
Yeah.
If you believe in it hard enough, then you just push it and get it in their face, and you show them what it's about, and then finally you get people start to realize how cool it is, and they're like, "Oh shit, this is what I was missing."
Exactly. And you got to pay attention. Like if Young Thug is selling out arenas with his weird mumble sound, like you have no choice but
perfect
to be like,
example. I hated Thug when he came out.
Dude, yeah, I feel you,
now,
man.
like I got a couple Young Thug songs in my playlist.
Yeah, you got to respect it. You have to respect it. Like he's doing something right. Like there's something I could take from him. So
definitely.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
that's
man.
the mentality to have is like they're doing something right, even if I don't notice it yet.
Yeah.
So I just try to keep an ear out, keep my ear to the streets, and see what's popular right now, and at least pull from it, even if I'm not a fan of it myself. Like just learn from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Like I didn't listen to a lot of hip hop until like freshman year because my dad was super against it. Mm-hmm. He wasn't really hard into it. So middle school, man.
When I first heard it, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, seriously?
Yeah, when I was younger, I was super into rock, like Green Day, all the pop punk stuff. And I heard an Eminem song on the radio one time. I was like,
now you're a rapper.
I can't even I couldn't even understand what he was saying. He was just like, I'm like, I can't even listen to this. I don't even know what I'm talking about. And then fast forward 5 years, like you said, now I'm like, all I care about is Biggie, Tupac, and Eminem.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I was against it because like my dad's influence on me, of course. And then I was like, man, they're just like, you talk about the same thing, but then like you understand the storytelling. Yeah. You understand there's a lot of cockiness in hip hop, but I don't take the cockiness from it. Like we were talking about confidence, I take that as I take the confidence part of hip hop, like that they spit out in every song. Like I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. Like it's super cocky, right? Like I would never talk that way about myself, but like I like to harness that. Like when I listen to Wayne, I'm like, dude, I harness all that. When I'm working out, I'm like, yep, I feel that. Mama Mia slapping, yep. Dude, I harness all of that. So
sure. It's just because it's such a competitive, it's just like
exactly.
Especially if you're in the battles and the whole battle scene.
Yeah,
rappers come from that. Like I know myself, I battled here and there. Just
oh wow, nice.
Just like at high school or even in college. But just you have to believe that you are the best, otherwise they're gonna take your head off. And especially even performing, if you're not battling, just you have to have that confidence. Otherwise, the crowd is gonna eat you alive.
Exactly.
And it's just like going on the mats for a tournament or even a sparring.
Same thing, dude.
You have to believe that you can, that you're capable of holding your own. Otherwise, you won't.
Same thing. Yeah, man. I never shared this story on my podcast yet, but when I was an underbelt, meaning I wasn't a black belt, right? I was like blue belt or something like that. And there was always schools that had kids that were black belts, and I knew they weren't better than me. I hated that they were black belts. I hated that they were higher belts than me. And I was like, dude, when they get in the ring with me, I'm gonna rip them apart, right? Like I wanted to smoke them, and it drove me, man. And I remember this one tournament. There's this team called Cat and Gals. Tony will probably see this and laugh at this, but he had a good squad. They were fresh, had a nice outfit. They had some kids that were black belts, and I was like, dude, I'm about to, when I get in the match with these guys, I'm gonna bring it to them. And I remember the first time I fought two of them in the same day from the same school. And first match was hard. It was a tough match. I won by like 2 points. How old was I at this time? I was like 11 or something like that. Won by like 2 points. The next match, I fought a girl actually because they used to mix us up. Mm-hmm. And I actually felt bad after this match, man, because I just went blind, dude. I smoked her. I didn't hit her hard or nothing like that, but points wise, smoked her like 11-1. I'll never forget.
Mhm.
And she was like super crying, dude. And I felt so bad after, but I was like, dude, I had to destroy you guys. I had to destroy all the black belts. Like any black belt I fought that day was gonna get it. Like they were not like I love that. I love that competition, dude. So
Yeah, for sure.
same thing you're talking about with music, like you gotta bring it, dude. You gotta bring that fire. So
Yeah, you gotta be ruthless.
yeah.
Come
Yeah.
to your head.
Yeah. It's so funny seeing that from me because I'm like, I mean, you probably get this vibe from me. Like I'm a mellow, chill kind of dude. Like, but in this competition, dude, I used to lock in, zone in, and just
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like all martial artists, I feel like are the nicest people on earth because if you know what you're capable of, you don't need to prove anything. You don't need to walk around like like an asshole, just like trying to exude how tough you are. You could just be cool and mellow because you know like I could probably kick your ass. So.
Yep, that's how it was at school, dude. There was always knuckleheads at school, and
those are the guys who never trained in their life.
Never, dude. And they always like kids want to go to school to prove something, right? And it was like, and it's funny, like when you train, like, dude, I've been getting kicked in the face all day last night. And you come to school and you see guys like trying to run up on people. I'm like, oh, bro, you're not even worth the time. You have no idea how sorry you are, dude. You don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny, man. It's funny. It's funny. So, yeah. What's that? You got any other questions for me?
Honestly, no. I think unless there's anything you want to talk about, like we said earlier, we'll have another episode where I jump on your podcast and can ask anything you got from me. But I think we had a pretty good conversation. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, dude, that was a good conversation. I'm definitely gonna cut these up into pieces, put this on my Instagram, and
I got one more episode in the deck right now. I got to release before I get to this one. I just interviewed my other friend last Saturday, but definitely I'm gonna get these up right after that.
Sick, man. Oh, tell me this. What's the tell me about Skyline, let's mention this, because with my playlist, my kickboxing class, I have a playlist. I called it Hits because music is hits, right? You got to hit. We're hitting the heavy bag, and like what I do, dude. This is so cool about the internet and social media. Like I love the way we can reach people. Like you're in San Jose, I'm here. We set up a podcast. We're gonna put this online. Like I love social media, man.
It's a double-edged sword, but it's very useful.
Yeah. There's goods and bads of it, of course. But what I like to do is I like to look for artists. I like to look for artists that aren't the Migos, that aren't Bruno Mars, that are people that are still in the grind, still in the process, right? And I randomly go look for artists. This is how I found you, man. I randomly go look for artists, and I just click the link. I pick a song, and that's how I found you. Because I don't think we have any mutual friends, right? Do we have mutual friends?
I've seen you reposted like a couple of artists that I know, like Chow Mein. I know you had one of his.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not super close with him, but I see him at shows and whatnot.
Yeah. So I think
we got a couple mutual followers.
Yeah. So, because some of my friends, they repost other artists, and that's how I find other artists. But I think with yours, I think I was just scrolling through just music pages and just hashtags, and I came across yours, and I was like, I found that song Skyline. I was like, oh yeah, I like this, man. I like this is a good vibe.
Oh man, thank you. I appreciate you doing that. That's always like up and coming artists. We need people like that.
Yeah, dude.
Afraid to step out of just the mainstream box and find hidden gems.
Yeah. So, if anybody is wondering how we met, that's how we met. And then, what was your I always, because I never really know from the other end. What was your feeling when you saw your song randomly tagged and put up in a video? Because I do it all. I don't even tell people. I just do it. I post it. I edit it. I'm like, yo, thanks for this awesome song. What was your response to that? What did you feel?
Man, it's amazing. I always it's crazy to see my shit posted anywhere, just on someone's social media page, just a simple share or a whole blog write up or a feature in the playlist. It's I just think back to when I was first getting into it, and I used to check my YouTube page every day, just refresh, see if I got 31 views, 32 views. Oh man, I'm famous now.
Yeah.
So it's always dope. I always think back to those moments. But definitely Skyline was one of those songs where as soon as I wrote the hook or I thought of the hook, I remember I was getting ready for bed. I think it was pretty late, but I heard that beat and the hook came to me right away, and I knew from that moment I was like, this one.
Sick.
For sure.
Sick, man. Sick. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get more of your music on my playlist, man. But yeah,
definitely got plenty of workout stuff in there.
nice. Yeah. You sent me another song too.
Yeah, for sure. I know I sent you Slow Flex.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else, but
yeah, Slow Flex is the one. Yep.
So
it's good, dude. You're good. You got it, dude. You got it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. But yeah, when I interview you, man, it's gonna be cool. I don't even know how it would go. Like it could go like we did today, where we just pop off here and there. I think it's super cool. But
I'm trying to come into it with like some questions in mind for the person I'm interviewing, but at the same time, just let it be like a normal conversation. Just
sweet.
Just like being out with your friends.
Yep, exactly.
I feel like it's a good format to just have. I'm just kind of still new to the whole podcasting thing. I only have like a couple episodes so far, but I'm just starting to get into the groove of like how I want to format it and talk to people, things like that. Because I want it to feel natural. I don't want it to be like super segmented. Like, all right, question one, question. Like, it's not an exam.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, you don't want like too much awkward silence where you're like, so what do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I started my first one March 1st, man. March 1st at Costco. I was sitting at a table waiting for my tires to get changed. I just walked over next door to Costco, sat there, did my first episode. I wish I were recording on video, but I did it on audio. But yeah, man, I think like we just talked about, right? Action leads to the next answer. So
definitely,
it's gonna come along nice.
Figure it out as you go. All you got to do is start, and then you figure it out as you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Little mistakes here and there. And
yeah. Is any other question? That was it. All the questions? Because this is awesome.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
Yeah, I'm good. We got a solid hour of content.
Yep.
Right now.
Right on, man. Right on. Well, I got a session coming up at 8:30. I'm gonna get my workout in. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on. Send me the recording for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. You can email it to me or just send it through Instagram. Either one works.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks for coming on, man. I'm looking forward to coming down to your gym.
All right, Loree.
As soon as
see you later, man.
All right, later, man.
Yeah.
Peace out.